Toad in the hole, a true British classic. Sausages roasted in the oven with a lovely Yorkshire pudding batter mix. You couldn't get simpler than that, but trust me, this is a really rustic dish. It's really tasty, and it can stretch really far as well. You could feed a large family of this. You can have some lovely spring greens, some mashed potato, and of course the onion gravy. And I'm going to show you how to do the most amazing toad in the hole today with an onion gravy. I've looked at so many different recipes over the internet and in cookbooks, anywhere I could find, and I've taken the best bits of each recipe and I've put together my simple and really easy toad in the hole recipe. This is the perfect dish to kickstart my playlist of great British pub food, celebrating all of the amazing dishes that you're going to find in the British pubs. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video and I'll show you how I make this. For me, the first thing to tackle on this toad in the hole is the batter. The batter, actually, if you give it a little bit of time just to develop, the flavour and texture will be 10 times better. So first thing this morning, I got up and I started to make this batter, okay? Now my way of making this batter is really easy. So I break 4 eggs into the bowl. And then I've got 140 grams of plain flour. It's just a case of sprinkling this in. I've seen so many recipes where the flour is just incorporated at the start and it just becomes very lumpy very quickly. Doing it this way, sprinkling a little bit of flour at a time, you really avoid all of the lumps and you have far more control. You keep whisking until you've got a nice smooth paste. After that, you can add 300 ml of whole milk. A lot of recipes out there are semi-skimmed milk. For me, I quite like whole milk. It just makes it a little bit richer. Of course, if you're a little bit pushed for time, you can just make this straight away. I've made this in the morning and it's given it a good 7-8 hours to rest and to develop. Now we fast forward to this evening when I've actually cooked this toad in the hole. The next thing I'm going to do is the onions. I'm starting the onions off now because I really want the onions to develop in flavour. I chop up quite finely 2 large onions, and in a pan I put in a little bit of vegetable oil and then put the onions in. Sweat this down for a few minutes and then gently season with a little bit of salt and pepper. The reason why I'm saying gently season is because we're going to add some chicken stock in later, and chicken stock can be quite salty, so I don't want to over season it at this point. And now it's just a matter of cooking these onions through nice and gently for about 40 minutes or so, just so they can develop in colour and in flavour. Now we can start with our toad in the hole. So this is a kind of rectangular roasting tin and I put 4 sausages in. I'm using Lincolnshire sausages today, so they've got a really nice blend of herbs, but you could use Cumberland or you could use plain, it's totally down to you. I use a little bit of vegetable oil and I've got my oven preheated to 220 degrees. This is such an important point. The Yorkshire needs to go in a really hot tin. Now those sausages have had a little bit of time to get a bit of colour, you can take the tin out and pour over your pre-made Yorkshire batter mix. It's really important here that the oil is really nice and hot. Put this in the oven, keep it on 220 degrees, cook it for about 25 minutes, half an hour or so, and keep a really good eye on it. Now, back to this gravy. These onions have really cooked down nicely, and I'm going to add a couple of other key ingredients just to bring all of this together. I'm going to add in a little bit of brown sauce and some Dijon mustard, let those cook away, and then also a little bit of chicken stock. There you have it, a wonderful toad in the hole. This is such a wonderfully comforting dish, and the trick is to make the batter ahead of time to use a really nice hot pan and actually to use one pan. A lot of recipes say use a frying pan and transfer the sausages over, but no, use the same pan. Get the heat in there, and I've used a metal pan which really helped conduct the heat, so it's really nice and hot. Pour the batter in, shut the oven door and leave it. Having that faith and confidence just to leave it, it's important. Thank you for watching this video today. Why not hit the like button if you've enjoyed it, and if you haven't done so already, why not subscribe for new content I'm releasing every week. And trust me, there's a lot of fantastic recipes coming your way with the new British pub food playlist. And until next time, fellow foodies, happy cooking.